Hey everyone, welcome back to the Keep Watching podcast, where we decide what to watch so you don't have to. I'm James.
And I'm Sarah.
And today we're going to be talking about Transit Love 2, episode 8. Sarah.
Yes.
How are you doing? It's been a little while since we talked.
It has been a little while. I'm doing pretty well.
Nice.
I've gotten over my post-concert depression, and I'm back
Okay.
at normal. So yeah.
The high of the Vegas life.
And then just immediately crashing down afterwards.
Okay.
But I've evened out now. We're fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, we have a few things to talk about before we get to the recap. Sarah's going to give us some Vegas trip story or something, right?
Well, I mean, less Vegas, more Monsta X, but yeah.
I mean, you were in Vegas, but okay.
Yeah, who cares about Vegas? It was only Monsta X.
We have a potential new show that we'll be covering on the podcast that we need to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I have to come clean on a potential spoiler that I might have had for Transit Love 2.
Oh, no.
And then we'll go through some comments from the listeners real fast, and then we'll get to the recap. Okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
A lot of things to talk about here, okay? You want to go first, Sarah?
Yeah.
How was your trip?
My trip was pretty good. I went to Vegas it was called the Weebridge Festival and Expo or something. It was like 2 nights of concerts, and then during the day it was a stage of like an artist would come out and get interviewed and then do a song, and then you get to do a high touch. And I bought a ridiculous ticket package, so I had a front row seat, and I got high touches with everyone, even though I didn't know everyone that was there. But yeah, I did it entirely for Monsta X. It was very exciting. They did not do an interview or a little performance during the day, but I got to go give them high fives. Finally, when we went to see them, we just waved at them behind glass, and it was very awkward.
The COVID glass. That was funny, though.
Yeah. But this time, actual high fives. Nobody skipped me, but of course, Dear Minyuk is in the military, so he wasn't there. So it was only 4 of the boys. But oh my god, Chang Kyun has the softest hands I've ever touched. Like, it's ridiculous. And that's pretty much all I remember from that brief moment of high touch with them. Yeah. And then I just stopped being a person for a little while.
Okay.
I don't know, my brain shut down.
All right.
But Bam Bam was there, our wayward host from Transit Love.
Dude, he got kicked off the show.
Or he had better things to do.
You know who actually got kicked off the show? Bam Bam. That's who got kicked off the show. It wasn't
It wasn't Mingy. It was Bam Bam. But yeah, I got to see him perform. He was pretty good. And yeah, being up in the front row when Monsta X performs, I don't know how I can go back to not being in the front row. It was amazing. I got a few terrible concert pictures of them, and then I put my phone away and just tried to live in the moment, and it was
That's
so good.
The way to go. Yeah, I like took pictures once at like a WWE event, and then afterwards I was like, I wish I'd just not taken any pictures and just had just enjoyed the experience. So I never again. Well,
I just do a thing where like I'll take pictures at the very beginning just so I can like post it on my Instagram story with some dumb comment, because that's literally what I did for everybody at this concert I went to. And then I just put my phone away and enjoy it.
Yes.
The way to be. Everybody else will post their fan cams on the internet for me to enjoy later. Don't need to make my own.
Yeah. One of our best episodes still, I think, is like our second episode of the podcast where it's just a recap of us going to a Monsta X concert. If anybody wants to go check that out. It
was a really fun that is also my favorite episode of this podcast, just because I kind of wish our podcast was just me talking about Monsta X all the time, but I try to tamp it down.
The towards the end, when we finally get to the high touch, not touch through glass,
Yep.
It might be one of the best podcast moments we've ever had.
Oh, so. You had an excellent time and ruined my time unintentionally.
Yeah, don't spoil it. People need to go listen to that shit. That shit was good. I think it's like episode 2 of our podcast.
Literally episode 2. Yeah. We recorded that on a whim, and it was.
We're about to record episode 42. So it's been it's been like a year basically. So.
It's actually been almost a year. I think at the end of the month is our podcast anniversary. So that's
really?
Exciting.
Okay, I had no idea.
But yeah, excellent time. Do recommend. Go enjoy Monsta X wherever you can, whenever you can.
You did not even flirt with other Vegas activities?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay. Okay.
I did almost fall in love with Dreamcatcher, but I tamped that shit down. Only Monsta X. That's all I have room for in my heart.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. What do you want to talk about next then? I want to talk about the new show potentially.
Yeah, let's talk
Okay.
about that.
May 17th is the Korean release date of Heart Signal Season 4.
Huh.
So that's, as of recording right now, that is 15 days away.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty fun to do shows as they come out.
Yes. That's what I'm thinking. I think it's best for the podcast if we're doing a show that's currently airing.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to do these like Korean reality dating shows, you know?
Yeah.
But I do eventually want to come back to Transit Love too. But I don't know how upset the listeners will be if we put a
Take break.
pause on Transit Love 2
Yeah.
halfway through the season and then come back to it. You know, it's going to be months from now because I'm pretty sure Heart Signal is like a once a week show.
Oh yeah.
For like 16 episodes. So you're talking like 4 months almost.
Yeah, that's a while.
After this episode, we'll still do one more at least. So we'd cover episode 9. And then I'm not sure what the like English subtitles release of these shows would be.
Yeah, that's
I've never
the big
watched
question.
Yeah. I've never watched them live as they were coming out. I feel like there should be a quick turnaround, but I'm not sure. So the timing of when we would start talking about Heart Signal 4 would come down to whenever we get something we can watch with English subtitles. And you know, if it's like we have to wait like a month, I can't imagine that's the case. But if we have to wait like a month for English subtitles, I don't know if it's like worth it at that point because now we're like way behind. So I don't know.
But in theory, we'd be in line with everybody else who's waiting for the English subtitle. So who knows?
That's true. Okay, yeah, that would make sense. I don't know. We'll have to play it by ear and see how it goes. My best guess is that there's a quick turnaround in English subtitles and we would be able to watch it pretty quickly, which would leave us with doing episode 9 of Transit Love 2 and then probably switching over after that.
Right. And then eventually coming back.
Unless an overwhelming amount of people yell at us and say, no, you can't switch. Even though, I don't know, I'm assuming that anybody that watches Transit Love is also interested in Heart Signal.
Yeah, so, they seem pretty similar, except just without the X's. So.
Yeah, and the person that's recommended both these shows to me likes Heart Signal more. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's the case for everybody, but yeah, let us know how unhappy or happy you are with that decision.
It'll be fun if we could watch a show with the listeners instead of them teasing us with spoilers all the time and being like, haha, we know what's going to happen.
I mean, this is a lot of fun too, but I do think,
absolutely.
I do think the live content is superior, like what we were doing with Singles Inferno. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that way everybody's on the same page. I think that'll be good. But yeah, let us know. Okay.
Yeah.
Next topic. Full disclosure.
You have a deep, dark secret.
Yeah, I was talking to the person that originally recommended Transit Love to me. And so, do you want to know this spoiler? It's not really like a end of season spoiler. It's just like there's a twist that we were not expecting that I'm pretty sure both of us were not expecting that is going to happen, that I now know I think is going to happen.
It's like part of the rules or the format of the show. It's not like
it's not like this person's going to end up with this person. It's not like that. So it's not that big. But okay.
Because all of our listeners know already. So I don't want to be the only one who doesn't know.
And I want the listeners to know that we know what we know. We want to be honest about this. All right. So I believe we're getting more people added to the house at some point.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the disadvantage of those poor end of show people.
But those people at least will be each other's exes, which we haven't seen. But that's how they did in season 1. Like there was 4, and then they added 2 more, and the extra 2 were exes. And that kind of makes sense because they lost 2 people. Now if they do add 2 more people, like I think those people might actually be replacement people,
like backups. Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Because I guess they want to get back up to 10. To match the format of season 1. So I think I gathered that from talking to my friend that this is what's going to happen. So
okay.
I don't know anything about the actual, I still don't know anything about the future personal relationships between the contestants or anything like that. But I think I know that that twist is coming at some point.
Okay.
And it's not in this episode. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's next episode or what, but
It might be months until we find out.
yeah. It's probably not until like at least episode 10, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just wanted the listeners to know that we might be aware of that now. So,
That's not the worst thing to have spoiled. I
no,
think.
it's not at all, but okay. And we got many comments from listeners over the last 2 episodes because we weren't able to talk about them.
Yes.
Thank you for the comments.
Yes,
we're
we
not-
had a good time.
Yeah, I'm
reading
not
them.
gonna go through them all, but they're always good. But I will say we were having this debate between Human versus Heian debate that we were having in the last episode, and that
Mhm.
got some comments. And I would say some people agreed with Sarah,
Yeah.
but more people agreed with me. What do you think about that? Is that fair?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and some of the people who agreed with me only agreed with me for this point in the show, and in the future it sounds like they're definitely team Human is a baddie. So
Yeah. Okay. And one person submitted a ranking of all the participants, like we did in the last episode, and they had Human last on the list.
yes,
So-
that was Emma, and I will say that we all agree, Emma included, that Wanbin is top tier. Wanbin's the best boy. So if
Okay.
nothing else, we can all agree on that.
Now, I don't know if Emma gave that rankings like, oh, this is how I felt after episode 7, or if that's like kind of a more end of the year and end of the season ranking. So
That's true.
I don't know if that's a spoiler that the Wanbin heel turn is not coming, or if she was just being honest about the timing of the what. I don't know.
I
Emma,
hadn't
Emma,
even thought
don't
about
tell us.
that.
Emma, never tell us. We don't want to know. But thank you for
You're
the
just-
rankings.
Trying to get me riled up again about being worried about Wanbin. Oh no.
Okay. All right. That's everything I wanted to talk about before we start the recap, Sarah. Are you good?
Oh, one last thing. Juhan from Monsta X is doing his solo release soon, his first solo album. So everybody go listen to that. That's the other Monsta X content I forgot to announce.
Jew Honey.
So yeah, Jew Honey 100. Yeah.
Okay. I'm familiar
That's
with that. That guy.
You were very impressed with him at the concert.
Yeah, he did seem like he was the the star above the stars. Or I don't know how to put it. All right. Are you ready, Sarah?
Yes, I'm ready to put away Monsta X and talk about this show now.
All right. Episode 8, Transit Love 2. This episode's only an hour and 18 minutes, which is literally like 30 minutes less than episode 7. So these episode timings all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah.
And yet I still seem to have just as many notes. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, Sarah, where did we leave off? at the
We
end of
left
episode 7?
off in the late night, people sneaking around and sort of talking to their exes. Nyan was like talking to Hidu and trying to comfort him because she didn't text him.
Mm-hmm.
Heiun was sneaking Human a gift.
Oh yeah, which you didn't open yet.
Yeah, which he didn't open yet. And just
And-
generally people should have just been in bed. It was really fucking late.
But also Tei and Jisoo asked people out on dates.
Yes.
And
Tei
they agreed
asked
to go.
Nyan out for a date. Yeah, they agreed because that's the show, you go on dates. And Jisoo asked Human out.
Yes, that's where we are. And we're about to start an episode at the start of a new day. Let's go.
Oh
This-
my gosh.
The words on the screen are "another day comes," and that's how we're starting this episode. And I immediately wrote it down. I said, "Yes,
Yeah, I
this
was like,
feels-
it's actually morning.
this feels right. I like this." All right, here we go. Human wakes up early before Hidu,
Mhm.
and I don't know if he specifically did it for this reason, but he then decides to check out the gift from Heian.
And I will say, for a boy trying to be sneaky in the morning, he's not very sneaky. It
Yeah, I don't
feels
think he
like
cares
he's
that
very
much.
loud with the paper, but Hidu sleeps through it all. So
Yeah, I don't think he cared that much. And what was this gift from Heian?
vitamins
Are you sure it was an oil cleanser?
was not oil cleanser. We've not gotten a third bottle of oil cleanser in this house.
Yeah, it's vitamins. I
Mhm.
wrote down that's a nice practical gift. I like it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't complain if
Sure.
somebody got me vitamins.
yeah, I guess. I'm not excited about it either.
Yeah, but
This may be a cultural thing. Maybe this isn't a standard in
Oh
Korea.
no, I think
I
this
don't
is.
know.
Oh, it could be. I think this is a very Heian human specific gift.
Well, she does. We get a confessional from her about why she gave it to him, which I don't
Mhm.
know that I fully followed the logic there. But she says that back when they were together and he was busy and became sick, she would whine if he didn't take care of her or pay attention to her, which is weird behavior.
She said that in this
Um,
episode, or are you going back?
No, she said that in this episode
Oh,
when she was
okay.
talking about getting him this gift. And so he was upset that she was whining about him not taking care of her while he was sick. And so remembering those times, she got him the vitamins and or health supplements, depending on the subtitles at any given time, to take care of him when he's sick or stop him from getting sick, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know the specifics of everything, so it's weird, but it seems like it's an attempt to like admit guilt to him via a present. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I mean, like, I don't know what she's supposed to do. I mean, if she is a person that gives gifts,
Mm-hmm.
this is fine, right? I think it's fine.
Yeah, this is fine. But then there is also a letter, and he like takes the letter and reads it over breakfast. And in his confessional, he's just like, "Yeah, it didn't say much. It just said happy birthday, and don't forget to
Yeah.
take the vitamins." And then they show us some of what's in the letter, and it's like he could not have undersold what she
Yeah,
wrote
exactly.
anymore. Like
Yeah.
it was ridiculous. Because she's like, "I wish I could be your gift," and
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm so sorry," and "I miss you." It's like, whoa, way to not have a response at all, human.
I was given like lying, or he just like actually reads that and just like thinks it doesn't mean anything. So he, in his head, it's like, yeah, she just said happy birthday and don't forget to take vitamins. All that other stuff is
Yeah.
meaningless. I don't know.
I think that the emotionalness doesn't register with him.
Okay.
It's just not part of his brain. He
He's
doesn't
not
function
he's
that
not
way.
lying to us. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
But then human, he does actually take the vitamins with his breakfast.
Yes. So, huzzah.
Doesn't want to waste the vitamins. Yeah. Why not? That's a victory. I mean, if you're Heian, that's a victory.
He didn't throw them back at her in disgust. So, huzzah.
I mean, he could have just like put them back, hid them, and never use them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get to more of this later, but like there is like an awareness from Heian that like despite her efforts, she has like almost a 0% chance of succeeding, Like
Yeah.
she is aware of it,
Mm-hmm.
So I think she would count this as a win. That he's
Yeah,
oh,
definitely.
he didn't throw them in the garbage. That's a win.
Although at some point he does say that like he's been taking the vitamins every day, and when somebody is around, he shares them with people. And I'm just like, oh, if he shares them with Nayeon and Haeun sees, she's going to absolutely lose her shit.
Now that you said it, yeah, he's gonna do that shit on purpose. Yeah, for sure.
Oof.
Wait till we see that. All right. Nayeon and Hido are up now.
This is a weird interaction that I don't understand. Like, apparently she had promised to loan him some tone up face cream or whatever.
Yeah.
But then she ends up putting it on for him.
Which
And
was
I'm
her
like,
idea, according to the show. She doesn't actually. We don't get to see her
Yeah.
say it, but like the subtitles in the show say like, Nayeon decides to put it
Mhm.
on for him. Okay.
And I will say, before you said he looked like he just got his wisdom teeth out, I did not see it, and now I can't unsee it. So thank you for that.
I mean, that's what he looks like.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
They keep saying like all the girls say he looks good though. So I mean, like, who am I to judge?
He's just got a very pronounced jaw, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's this awkward time where she's like putting on this face cream for him, and then he's like interrogating her about what her day's gonna be because she's going on a date, and he just wants to know like where she's going and who she's going with and when she's coming back. And it's just like, calm down, dude.
Did he ask that many questions?
Oh yeah.
We started off by saying like, "Oh, do you have plans today?" And then Nayeon's like, yeah, I have plans," but like she's not mentioning that she's like going on a date with Tae,
Mm-hmm.
And then the weird part here is that then Nayeon asks him if he has any plans, and then he's just like, "Yeah, I'm going on a date."
I did love that they
Which-
put up the words like he does not have a date today.
Yeah, he does not have a date. He just straight lies.
Yep.
That was good. That made the host laugh.
But yeah, it is a weird interaction of I don't like how many questions he's asking and how it's just like I don't know. It's a weird vibe. I don't like it. I don't really like him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was like being. I thought his weirdness is still more of just like he doesn't want to get caught being nice to her, which is like a big concern of his. So he's like, it's coming across like, oh, he's interrogating her, but he's just like, oh, if anybody comes to this room, they won't suspect anything because I'm like, they're not really like looking at each other. They're like looking at each other through a mirror. This whole conversation,
Yeah.
even though they're sitting right next to each other. But somehow though Hidu just like figures out Nyan's on a date. I don't know if she eventually told him or he
I
just
think
like
she eventually just tells him, like, because she does eventually tell him that she's going with Tei even.
yeah. Well, after he somehow figures it out and then he asks who he's with, and then Nyan's like, I don't know if I can tell you, but then she just tells him.
Yeah.
I feel like Hidu's been pretty good at reading people, though. I'll give him credit for that. He's good at reading people in terms of like maybe whether or not they're hiding something, or I don't know, or to some degree. But he's just, what he does after he has the information is not ideal. but I feel like somehow he just figured out that Nyan did have a date here,
Yeah.
and then got it out of her.
Yeah. But just the like, well, when are you getting back? And what are you going to do? And like, I'm just like, dude, chill. Do your own shit. Like, you're not together anymore. You don't get to interrogate her like this.
I guess. I think they all asked each other these questions, so I wasn't hating on it too much. I mean, they literally are like trying to figure out, oh, when should I come back to the house? Like, when are people going to be here?
Well, that is also
What is
true.
it worth coming back to this house?
Pretty soon, no one's ever going to be
I'm
in the
not
house.
doing
just
anything all
because-
day,
yeah.
so like, when should I be here? Tell me.
I would just be posted up in the living room just all day long. If I didn't have to go anywhere for work, I'd just be like, this is where I am in the very center of the house. When something happens, I will know it because I'm here.
You'll be by yourself for like 6 hours, though, probably.
Yeah, that's okay. I am excellent company.
For yourself, yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
myself.
Oh,
I'm
nice. You're just like Nyan. Just like Nyan, but like for yourself.
great. Exactly.
When Nyan tells him that she's going on a date with Taehi, he just like starts laughing a little bit.
I think he's trying to cover up his just like, fuck, I knew it, that guy.
Yeah. And then this is what I liked about the conversation. Like, Hidu actually admits to Nyan that he is like purposefully being not nice to her because he's like super concerned.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she's like, you stand out because you're not being nice to me. Literally everyone else is nice to me, you weirdo. Stop it.
Yeah. It's a good point by Nyan, but I like that Hidu is like just telling her the truth, you know, and not just like
Yeah.
allowing it, like, I don't know. I think they should just be telling each other how they feel, and then it wouldn't be as like confusing, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
Nyan like actually thinks Hidu like hates her or something, I think, because of how she's acting.
Well, she also thought he hated her when they were in a relationship. So par for the course.
I guess so. Okay. They should just be honest with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we might not get to this till next episode, but like Nyan needs to tell Hidu, like, look, bro, I'm not actually like interested in you anymore. Because I think that's what the case is. Guman probably needs to do the same thing with Heian. So I wish there was just more honesty with what the situation is with everybody. So, but this is a step forward for these two.
A little step forward.
Yeah.
But speaking of not being open and honest, Nyan goes back to her room to talk to Heian. And she says she's going on a date, but won't tell her who it is with until she gets back. And I'm just like, Heian's just gonna assume that it's Guman and gonna lose her shit. And yes, she does.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what we're going to find out is that, like, Nyan and Heian seem like they're actually, like, friendly with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And Heian's going to say, like, oh, Nyan's, like, my best friend in the house. So,
Yeah.
And Nyan kind of just gets along with everybody. But I feel like she's being playful here.
Oh,
but, like,
yeah.
doesn't
She doesn't
realize the
yeah.
damage that she's doing, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, but then there's a weird confusion here, right? Where it's like
Mhm.
even worse than just like Heian thinking that Nyan's going on a date with Guman again. Somehow, like, I don't even know which one of them mentions it, but somebody mentions like, oh, is the date you're going on today an official date or not?
Yeah, and Nyan says it isn't, and I don't know if it's because she doesn't, like, if she forgot about the letter that said that Tae would get to choose somebody for a date, or
Oh, you
if
think
she's
Nyan?
just being silly, or like, I don't know if she legitimately forgot or doesn't understand what she's being asked, or is
Oh,
like, I don't think she's purposely trying to be like
yeah,
saying anything that would hurt her here, because she doesn't realize what Haeun's assuming about the whole situation.
yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know what official date means to Nyan, or it means to Hayan, or if it means to me or the production, or I don't know what this word would
Yeah.
mean. But okay, so you think like Nyan Tae asked Nyan on a date, and Nyan like doesn't even realize that like Tae had to ask somebody on a date. Like she thinks like Tae's just like asking her out of
I
nowhere
guess.
potentially.
Yeah, because Haeun definitely assumes that an official date is like forced by the show, and she thinks that this isn't a forced by the show date based on what Nyan tells her.
Yeah. It could be a lost in translation thing too, where like they're saying official on the subtitles, but it could mean like a date where somebody chose you versus a date where you didn't choose each other. I don't know.
Well,
I don't
she
know. I
does
don't know
say
what's going on
something in
here.
her confessional enough where like she is upset by the distinction. Like she's like, it's not even an official date. They're just going because they want to, or something like that.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know why they got confused here. But yeah,
Yeah.
it makes it even worse for Heian because she thinks Human is going on a date with Nyan, and the show isn't even like didn't even ask them to do it. It's just like they're
Yeah.
doing it.
They're
Yeah.
just spending time together because they like each other that much. Yeah.
So yeah, feels bad. I feel
Yep.
bad for Heian. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a sad time for her.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is when we get the confessional where she says Nyan is her best friend, but she can't tell her best friend in the house about Guman because Guman is their ex, which is
Hmm.
like an even another layer of pain with the struggling.
Yeah.
Like for all we know, like Nyan's her only friend in the house to some degree.
I mean, basically, I
Yeah.
don't think we've seen her talk to anyone else, really.
Yeah. So and then like the one person she is close with also is dating her ex, and she can't even
Hmm.
talk about it with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's painful.
Yeah, yeah.
This is rough.
Yeah, this specifically does suck extra hard right now.
Yeah. And then Tay gets back to the house, Sarah.
Yeah.
And I wrote, wait, he's getting back to the house? Like,
Didn't know he left.
when did
Okay.
he leave the house? Okay. And then there was a lot of comments from the host on his appearance that I swear I would not have noticed, even though I probably should have. What?
Well,
what
in
did-
the confessionals, he's had his hair different for a while now. It's like because he started the show with the front bangs were bleached, right? And now he's come back and
if
his
you
hair
say
is
so.
all. Oh, really? You did? Okay,
I
he
am
definitely yes.
Yeah. Okay. What has Tay done here? Because
He has dyed his hair all black, basically,
Okay.
and he has put on a blazer. Those are the things he has done for the day
Okay.
to look fancy.
I mean, the blazer was definitely a different look for him. But in terms of the hair, like once they said it, I was like, yeah, I guess it is different. And then I was like, is it extra black, or was his hair not even black before? Like
Yeah,
in my
think
head, it
his
was like
hair was like a brown with the bleached front.
it was just a bleached
bangs.
front. Okay. In my
And
head, I was
then-
like, he might have been blonde for all I know. Like I literally can't remember.
Well,
What
the
he used
front
to
of his
look
hair was, yes.
Okay.
And now it's all black.
Man, this is what you get for watching these episodes like more than a week apart from each other. Man,
But yeah, it also doesn't help that like in the confessionals were all filmed after he dyed his hair. So like you'll see him interacting in the house with the bleached hair, and then like in the confessionals with the dark hair. So it's not as much of a shock.
So he had the dark hair in past episodes already, and you noticed that?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. No, see, I did not notice that at all.
Okay.
Damn. Okay, that's kind of weird.
Is it?
I mean, how far back did that go?
I think so. There were confessionals during the first episode where he had the bleached hair, and I think after that, the rest of the confessionals were filmed after.
Really?
he
So they're
dyed his
doing,
hair.
like,
yeah,
Days and days of confessionals, like
yeah.
later. Wow.
That's why when you think about it logically, all the Haeun cry sessionals are more reasonable because it's just one cry session
Oh,
instead
okay.
of days and days and days of crying, even though she was in the house crying for
Yeah.
days and days, but still.
Yeah, wait, yeah, that okay. Man, you really picked up on that. That's crazy actually. Maybe they just get like an off day at one point and then that's like confessional day.
Yeah, they probably do them like in batches. Like the first, how many days are we into this now? We're in a week. So they probably do like at the end of a week, just here, let's do confessionals for the past week, unless something big happens.
That's pretty crazy. They're pretty good at like reliving in the moment
Yeah.
for things that happened so long ago. If that's the case. Wow. Okay. I'm impressed. Nyan, however, notices Hei's hair immediately.
Oh yeah, she thinks it looks so much better than what he
Yeah, but
had
he's like,
before.
she's like, you look way better now. Like, and I was like, damn, that's a good burn. That's a good burn on Tei.
Is it a good
God
burn,
damn, you looked bad before.
or does he just look so good now?
But she doesn't say, oh, wow, you look even better now. She says, wow, you look way better now, according to subtitles.
A little bit of a burn in there, but I don't think she was trying to be mean.
She doesn't say this once. She says this multiple times
Oh yeah.
in like while they're at the house and then on the date. She's gonna say it more times. Yep. So she's really blown away by the vast difference in appearance from just dyeing his hair.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a good look. I think he looks better with the dark hair. Yeah.
I think he does too, but I'm not reliable on this subject at all, obviously. And Nyan seems that a little bit like surprised that Tei is putting in extra effort.
Oh
and
yeah.
she's like, oh wait, maybe he like actually likes me. And I'm like, well, yeah, he asked you on a date. Like, what do you mean?
Well, she's still processing. She's not used to like people showing her that they like her, you know? She's used to the person she's dating going, stop being a mess, and why would you make me drive so far? So, you know, it's an adjustment period.
Is this an indicator that like maybe she doesn't like Tei that much, which is why she wasn't taking it seriously? I don't know.
That might be part of it.
Okay.
But she does say that her heart fluttered in the confessional, and that's our very low bar for things are going at least okay during a date, right?
Yeah, Tei put in effort.
Yeah.
Before the date. And that was she liked that.
I mean, yeah, that's a reasonable thing to enjoy.
I guess so. All right, they're gonna leave for their date, and as they're walking out the door, this was weird. I don't know what happened here. Nyan asks him like, "Oh, what shoes should I wear?" Because she has like no idea where they're going. Like, are we gonna be hiking, like, or whatever? But she's like putting on high heels, of some sort. And Tei's like, "Oh yeah, you can wear those high heels." And then she's like, "We're going hiking," and he's like, "Yeah, we're going hiking." And I was like, "What's happening?"
Yeah, he's just teasing her. They're being silly. I mean, she doesn't realize that he's. Yeah, I think he's trying to tease her.
I'm so bad.
She doesn't get it at first, but yeah,
I thought he was just being dumb, like because they
no,
kind of go
trying
hiking.
To be silly. Well, I guess
really.
Up the hill
not very
from
far.
the house is
well, the hill from the
like
house,
hiking.
and then like when they go to the view spot, it's like kind of uphill too. They definitely did some walking.
Yeah.
In a way that like I feel like she would maybe didn't want to wear heels for this date. So that's why I was confused. But you think it's just straight up him joking? He's like, wear the high heels and we're going hiking.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, they leave and hey, we get the intro music to the episode 11 minutes into the episode. Let's go.
It's a miracle. It's like this is a normal episode of television. It's
this is normal
so weird.
TV format. This is good.
And the title for this episode is Conclusion of the Date, which is like, okay.
Sure. What does that mean?
We conclude our first rounds of dates.
You think it's like first round? I guess it is first round, yeah. Finally. Some people got multiple dates, but I guess it's just
now everyone has had a date, you know. Oh, and Guman had multiple.
Oh, Nyan and Guman, okay. Yeah.
Our two most popular people.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the thing with the heels. This was also confused me.
Uh-huh.
Just walking up the hill to the car, Nyan is getting tired of walking.
Well, that's a killer hill. And she did do a classic move of just like, I need to break a break and I need to make it happen, where she's just like, oh, look at the view. Like partway up, she just turns around and she goes, yes, let's look at the view. It's so nice from here.
I think
so
she
she
made
could
it
have a
obvious
break.
why she was topping this. But then Tei says to Nayeon, I thought you liked hiking. So this is why I'm not sure if he was joking.
Oh yeah, this is a continuation of the joke.
You think it's okay? I'm not
Yeah.
following this at all. Because he says, "Oh, I thought you liked hiking," and then Nine says, "No, that's not me. It's Jiyeon that likes hiking." I wrote, "Does Tae even know that Jiyeon likes hiking?" Despite them being
Probably
exes,
not.
he
Yeah,
might not. So I don't know how much of this is a joke, Sarah.
No, I think he is being like has like kind of a dry sense of humor right now that she's not like they're not exactly on the same wavelength about, but he's trying to be silly.
It's extra dry for me. I can't even.
Well, subtitles
even tell.
definitely don't help.
Okay. But yeah, they make it up the hill eventually, and then they're gonna go to Hei's Cafe, the Sunshine Parlor.
I am so confused. Does he work here? Does he own it? Did he really rent it, or did he just close it for the like? He says so many things that could be interpreted. He doesn't actually own this place, right? Right? He just
No, he
works
doesn't
there.
own it.
Okay.
Well, it sounds to me. Well, he doesn't own the building, but I think it's a very small space. Like there's basically like a coffee making area, and then it's surrounded by a counter, and then there's like a few seats, and that's about it. Like most people aren't sitting in there. I think he just pays to rent the building, and it's his cafe.
Oh, so you do think he owns it? Like owns the business?
Yeah, I think he's literally the only one that works there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't figure it out because he does like they refer to it as his cafe all the time, but then he does say that he rented it out to have coffee with her.
He says that because he closed the cafe for the day so he could have the date. So it's as if he's renting out the cafe, but he just closed it. I was wondering if he potentially got compensated by production for this.
I would hope so.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was thinking.
But absolutely fair to use that as a like baller move to be like, oh yeah, I closed it all for you. Like, go for it.
Yeah. I think this is Tae's Cafe.
Okay. That is slightly better than before when we just thought he worked as a barista at a random cafe, like owning the place is more substantial.
Yeah. He's not just like a coffee person. He's like, he owns a business, essentially.
Yeah.
The idea, yeah. Ben, this is funny. Tae says he prefers to stay behind the counter because he's like making coffee for her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think she's like trying to get him to come sit next to her or something. He says, I prefer to stay behind the counter so that I can see you. In which Nayeon replies, how much do you want to see me?
Yeah, she has great comebacks all the time.
Yeah.
And I love them.
Yeah, Nayeon is really good. She gets a little intense with some of the like flirty responses that I think might send the wrong signals.
Yeah.
But she does seem like a good time.
Mm-hmm. And she seems like she's having a good time on this date. And she has a confessional where she talks about how he's taking care of her and he's very sweet and considerate. And it seems like that's a new feeling for her. And that's nice.
But like both these dates with Nayeon, Gyumin, and Tae, like if I was Gyumin or if I was Tae, like I would think she was like really into me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then Tae gets her cakes and coffee. And then we get I don't know if it's a confessional or what, but Nayeon is like really blown away by the kindness of Tae. By
yeah.
Giving her cakes and coffee in a coffee shop. This low
her
bar.
Standard is so low.
Yeah. Wow. She's really blown away by this.
They actually went on the date. They didn't argue so much that they just turned around and went home. Like this is a marked improvement over what she's used to.
Yeah. And then this is a funny question Tae asks. Tae asks what she thinks of a man that rents a cafe. And then Nayeon says, I'm falling for you.
Yeah. Like that's some pretty...
Nayeon, you can't just say that.
Yeah, you can't just say that about everybody. Like, you gotta kind of mean that one.
But the thing is, it might be true, though.
Yeah.
She might actually
that
just
moment,
be falling
yeah.
for every guy that is nice to her. I don't think she's lying.
Okay.
But she's feeling good about the Tay renting a cafe.
Yeah, definitely.
Seems legit to me.
Mm-hmm.
She says something like, "Oh, with Tay behind the counter, I'm sure like a bunch of girls come in or something to get coffee
Yeah.
all the time."
I mean,
Good business model, maybe.
that's how he got together with Nyan, right? Like with Jiyeon, right?
Jiyeon.
She just kept coming in,
Yeah, supposedly.
and they essentially started dating.
But again, Nyan coming on very strong here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's about it, right? They're gonna leave, and they say they're gonna eat later, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Then we cut over to Jisoo's date,
Mm-hmm.
and she is waiting in some restaurant that I said looked hella fake. It doesn't. I don't know. There's something about the room that they put them off in so they could eat alone that just does not look like a restaurant.
It doesn't seem like a
Weird.
traditional restaurant. Like it's some sort of like music place / restaurant, and then it also might be like a wine.
Yeah, I
of
think it's
place,
like a
too.
wine bar, but
Yeah.
like they're just like, I don't know if normally there are more tables in this area and they like took them out for filming, or there's just something weird about the
Yeah,
space.
I think they did something weird with this space. Yeah, I agree. I think they like kind of set up a little like corner in a room for them that may or may
Mhm.
not be a normal sitting area for the restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. But it seems like a private space though.
Yes.
And then I wrote, I guess it's like 6 p.m. now because that's when the date was supposed to start, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And Yumin arrives, but he's coming straight from work.
Although yesterday he said he had to go hang out with friends before or after work or something. So I don't know.
Oh, who knows with this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
And then, okay, we were wondering about like, okay, all the guys' dates were like dates
Stuff
with
from their
exes
past relationships. Yeah.
But Jisoo tells us that this place is somewhere she's been twice before, but that she thought it would be a good place to take a boyfriend like in the future.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
don't think she's ever been here.
On a date anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, on a date. So this isn't like a past date with Wonbin or anything like that.
She gets to have a normal human date unburdened by the past. How nice.
And then this is going to be like the only location for their date. So they didn't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
So this is not a past Wonbin Jisoo date at all.
Yeah. This is like a normal human date, whereas everything else are like marathon dates of like we have to spend the whole day going through all these places from our past or whatever, like
Yeah.
this is the most like an authentic date out of all of them we've seen so far.
Yumin tells Jisoo that he never expected her to pick him for the date.
And she's just like, really? What? What? Really? And I was also like, what? Really?
Like we at one point felt like Yumin and Jisoo were into each other, but it was like partially through confessionals, so I don't remember exactly how much. They were like a little flirty with each other in like group
he
conversations.
said she was cute a lot. They did text each other that one time.
Yeah, and he like comforted her when she was
Mhm.
crying. I don't know why Yumin's surprised.
I think Guman even said she made his heart flutter once. Like, I think that happened.
That wasn't a confessional though, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like Yumin should not be surprised.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Yumin is going to tell her he appreciates the oil cleanser.
Yes, he
That she
called
got
it the
for her.
perfect gift.
The perfect gift. Does not mention that he already got it for himself.
Yeah, which I think is the move. I think you would just make her
That's
feel
not
bad
what I
if
would
you
do,
told
but-
her. I know. You would make Jisoo feel bad.
I wouldn't make her feel bad. I'll just say, you know why this gift was so good? I already got it for myself. I don't know. I'd be funny about it, but I wouldn't go through the hoops of lying about why. Who
It's
cares?
not that many hoops. It's just
yeah, but it's
thanks
like
for
why?
the gift. There
Why
you
lie?
go.
Why lie? Who cares?
It's not even a lie. It was a good gift, regardless of if he already had it.
Yeah, that's just not how I do it. Okay. Then they get I just read their food is delivered to the table and it's on fire. That's what I read.
yes, it
I don't know what that was. Was that like a
Maybe it was like a
dessert
creme
of some kind?
brulee or something. Like it felt like a very like desserty food. Yeah.
Whatever's on the plate was in the middle, and then they just had like something was just on fire around like the edges of the plate. Literally on fire, their food when they got it.
Yes. But I like it. He asks her what she likes, I guess just generally, but she says she talks about food. She's like, bread and chocolate. And I'm like, yeah, Jisoo, that's great. But then she springboards off to that to be like, is there anybody you like in the house?
Yeah. I thought I missed something, but it did seem like that that changed topics rather quickly.
But he says he does like somebody in the house. and she's surprised, but he doesn't say who, and she doesn't ask who, and it just feels like an awkward exchange.
Not only does he say he does like somebody in the house, but he doesn't even hesitate.
Yeah.
Which is probably the right way to answer, but he doesn't even let her like think that it's like a little bit of a feeling. It's like, oh yeah, of course I like somebody in the house. Like he,
Yeah.
like, but from Human's perspective, he thinks like everybody likes somebody in the house, so like he thinks it's not a big deal that he likes somebody.
Is that what he thinks?
I think
don't know what he
I think that's the
thinks.
vibe he gave off. Like he's like, oh, shouldn't everybody like somebody by now? It was like I thought something he said.
Okay.
And then yeah, Jisoo's surprised, and she's like, I can never read your face, and I'm just like, yeah, same Jisoo.
Yeah.
I don't I feel that. I no idea what this guy's
Absolutely.
thinking. And then in Human's confessional, he says that Jisoo is nice and cute.
Yes.
Very generic.
Yeah, a little milquetoast there.
Feels like he's not seeing Jisoo romantically, at least right now.
And it's weird because I felt like before he did, but then I guess the Nyan date changed everything. I don't know.
He did say the flutter thing at one point in a confessional, but again, I'm not always sold on like the intensity of what that means.
Yeah.
Oh, Jisoo has fortune cookie gum, is what I wrote.
Yes. She specifically got it for the date. She got one for her and one she picked while she was thinking of him. So, but hers says, "You're the most precious person. Take care of yourself."
Nice.
And then the one she got for him says, "Let's start over with excitement only."
Start over is weird. I feel like these would have been perfect for Haeyeon.
If she was on a date with like Wonbin. Or,
no,
yeah,
Haeyeon
if
giving
Haeyeon
these to
had
Gyumin would be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, or Jisoo and Wonbin. Yeah, that would be good.
Any exes, really.
Yeah. Ooh, do they take these home? Do you think Haeyeon's gonna find this
Oh.
fortune cookie gum and say, let's start over with excitement only? Oh, that'd be
I
spicy.
think they specifically like take the gum at the end to like have the gum when they're leaving the restaurant. I don't think he's the sentimental type where he's gonna hold on to this.
I thought there was some
wrapper.
back and forth where they were like, we should take these with us when we leave.
Oh yeah, I thought it was like, you know how you might have like an after dinner mint from a restaurant or something. It's like, oh, gum after dinner, and I thought that's what that was for. But
Oh, I thought
who
Jisoo had already
knows?
opened the gum.
I don't know.
Okay. No big deal. Okay. And then they're gonna write messages to each other on each other's wine glasses. Is that what's
Yes.
happening, Sarah?
Yes, it's apparently part of the shtick of this wine bar or
Mystery
restaurant or
place.
whatever. Yeah.
And this was a little confusing, right? Or
Is it?
maybe you figured this out. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just confused again.
Okay. He wrote, "You have what it takes to be a teacher." And I was like, that's a lame thing to write for her. Okay.
I literally watched it twice because I thought I missed it. And I didn't
Uh-huh.
I never saw what Gyumin I saw them show on the screen what Gyumin wrote, but
Uh-huh.
it was never translated. I swear to God. I
really?
never saw the translation. So that's the first time I'm hearing what Gyumin wrote.
Well,
on
there
the
you
class.
go. You have what it takes to be a teacher. Good job. She already has that job, human.
That's terrible. Okay.
Yep. And she wrote, "I hope you're always happy," which is very different from the messages he normally receives about his happiness. So, I mean, that's good, I guess. Because normally
Wait,
he's
what?
getting passive aggressive, like, "Oh, you look happy" text messages, but she actually hopes he's happy. So, huzzah.
Okay. To me, this message from Jisoo was like, I can see that this is going nowhere. You don't like me. I hope you're always happy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a part where like they're talking about like he's saying he likes the restaurant they're in, and she's like, "Well, you know, what really matters is, you know, when you're with someone you like, everything seems fun." And he's like, "Yep, I really love this space." I'm like, "Oh, Cuban, why are you like this?"
I think Jisoo figured this out as soon as she asked him out.
But then it was too late. Yep.
In real life, she might have just canceled the date right there. But she had to go through with it.
Yeah.
It's weird. Didn't feel any
Yep.
sparks were flying here, Sarah.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
But I'm glad that Jisoo is picking up on it, and we can move on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to Tae and Naya. They arrive at a restaurant, which seems more like
It
a
looks like a cool underground bar
It's
or
like a
something.
dive bar, yeah. And then what the hell is happening here, Sarah? Out of nowhere, Nyan's just like, hey, let's play rock, paper, scissors, and the loser has to eat a lemon.
Yeah, except he's like, whatever, I'll eat a lemon. I love eating lemons. And she's like, that's no fun. You need to hate it. And then they don't do it.
Is this a move, Sarah? Is this a
I think
date
it's
move?
it's probably a
it?
silly thing to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you want to eat the lemon or have your date eat the lemon?
I mean, I wouldn't want to have to eat the lemon.
But you would want to do the rock, paper, scissors.
I mean, if they suggested it and it seems like it could be fun, sure, why not? You know, it's a silly thing to do. Make some memories, sure.
How bored is Nyan if she's like, let's play rock, paper, scissors, and the loser has to eat a lemon? How bored? I would think my date was extremely bored if this came up.
Really? I don't know.
I
It
think
seems like
so.
she just sits right down and immediately does it. I don't know. They seem to be like having decent conversations and like everything seems fine. I did not get the vibe that she was bored.
I guess they didn't show much like conversation in the car ride. Like when Wanbin and Ji Yan were on a date, like we got a lot of car ride talk.
They were also in the car for like hours.
Yeah,
Because they had to drive really, really far.
they had more time to have good conversations. But I don't know. I think Tay said there was a good distance between his cafe and this restaurant. I mean, not as far as Wanbin and Ji Yan went, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. She could be bored.
So at this point, you think the date is not going well.
It's not that it's like not going well, but I'm a little like, I've seen Nyan on 2 dates now.
Uh-huh.
She appears like she's having an amazing time no matter what she's doing. So
Yeah.
that can't actually be true, or like there has to be some comparison here. So I was just thinking, okay, Nyan, maybe she's a little bit more bored on this date, is what I was thinking.
I did not think that at all. I thought she was having a good time.
She's really good at looking like she had a good time, but I'm trying to read through the tea leaves here.
Okay. I mean, sure. They do a thing where they
The
compare
coffee
hand
grinds.
sizes. That's a nice little like way to touch, you know, to break the touch barrier and stuff. That's a
Yeah.
thing. You know, that seems to go well.
They have a lot of like height comparison moments. But there's a good one
Yes.
later that I want to talk about.
Okay. There is a weird moment, like they're talking a bit about their struggle since they entered the house, and he like asks her what her happiest memory is, and she doesn't pick one, but he's like, "See, you have some. I don't have any happy
Yeah, I don't have
memories." And I was
any
like,
happy
what?
memories.
What?
That's an incredible statement to make.
Yes. But then she turns it around immediately, and she's like, "I can make you happy if you know what I'm saying."
Yes,
like,
I wrote that.
what?
Damn it!
I beat you to it.
I make people around me happy, if you know what I'm saying. Tei chose this random dive bar though because unless he went here with Ji-yeon at some point, I don't know. But because wasn't his date like they met at the cafe and then they
went for drinks
left
later. Yeah.
I don't know if this is the exact bar, but when they get there, like they get food and they get kimchi rice, which is like something that Tae remembered that is like Nayeon's favorite. It seemed. So I couldn't tell if he like this can't be the only restaurant that has kimchi rice though, right? So
Oh no, that's super popular.
I'm thinking this has to be the specific bar that he went with.
Yeah, I
Ji-yeon
would think
to.
so.
Okay. Yeah, basically, Nayeon can make any conversation fun, even after someone says, "Yeah, I have no happy memories in my entire life." That's pretty incredible.
yeah, she is incredible in that way. But like, I don't understand him in this moment and why.
I mean, he could have had like a
Why he would
really
say that, I don't know.
rough childhood, and then I don't know. I'm assuming his bar of like what a happy memory is like very high.
Yeah.
I think he's happy in this moment that he's having,
Mm-hmm.
but by the end of this episode, like the whole day is probably like no longer a happy memory, right?
Well, yes.
so like
yes.
there are moments in time where he is happy, but when he looks back on them, it's like, in the grand scheme of things, like that to him, like, I don't really remember it as a happy memory because whatever, it didn't work out, or I don't know.
It is just a very weird thing to say on a first date.
It is a very weird thing to say, yeah.
You wait till later to bring out the emotional trauma. You have to come forward with I can be a person to spend a good time with. I'm not a bummer all the time. You know, you gotta lead with that.
Maybe he was reading Nayeon was like somebody that wants to help people, and he wanted to be vulnerable I don't
Yeah,
know.
you gotta work up to
You gotta
that.
work up to that. Okay.
You gotta work up to that. Not first date material.
And then Nyan is gonna tell him that her emotions have been like changing
All over the
constantly
place.
since she's been
Yeah.
to the house. That seems accurate.
Mm-hmm. But she does make it sound like now she is again like changed, you know, like this date is so good that her feelings have changed again.
Yeah. And I think she's being honest about that. It's literally like whoever she goes on a date with, she's having a great time.
Yeah.
She feels like in that moment, that's like her, whatever she's like ranking the guys in the house, like it's
Mm-hmm.
forever changing based on who she's like most recently talked to, basically, is the idea.
But that's a really rough spot to be in as a person trying to like form a relationship with her. Like you just have
Oh,
to
yeah.
never let her out of your sight, and that's awkward.
Anybody trying to date Nyan right now is going to have a rough time, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
I mean,
From
she
this.
does say that everything, like the day was perfect.
Does she say it to Tae?
I forget if she says it to him or if it's in a confessional. I think she says it to him.
Okay. They're going to leave, but then Tae says, this is not the end of the date.
Nope, there's more to come.
There's going to be more. Okay.
The third location
All right. But before that, we go back to the house.
where Hidu comes back from his date. Oh wait, no, he wasn't on one. He just
Maybe
lied.
he went on a secret date and it didn't matter. He
Ooh.
didn't even get kicked off the show.
I will say he puts his shoes in the cabinet, and I'm very proud of him.
Oh, did he?
Everybody else throws their shoes all over the
Nice.
floor. He actually put them away. 1 point for Hidu.
Wanbin is actually already back, but he says he just got back.
Yes. And Jiyeon is also back, and we get to see her exercise and dance in her room to whatever music she's listening to on her phone.
Yeah, Wanbin like doesn't want to disturb her because he thinks she's like sleeping or something, and then they cut to her in the room like exercising and dancing to music. But she has like headphones in, so it's like
Yeah.
silent in there.
hmm
We also find out that it's Wednesday, in case we
Yes.
got lost along the way.
I did get lost,
Yeah,
so it was
I-
a good
I
reminder.
gave up remembering what day it was, but now we know it's Wednesday.
hmm And they've been there for almost a week now because they came in last Thursday, I
On
think.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah.
Hido and Wanbin are going to talk in the kitchen. They agree to speak casually together.
Yes, they become bros. It is very cute.
Hido is really all about speaking casually.
Yes.
It looked like it was a little bit painful for Wanbin to agree to speak casually.
Oh yeah, he says a couple times like he's just he has a hard time speaking casually to people. Well, Hidu kind of like guilts him into it. He's like, if you don't speak casually, I'm just gonna feel like you don't want to get close to me. So no.
Which could be true. Maybe that's the Wanbin's play. And Hido's calling
Maybe.
him out. But like Wanbin and Hido are the same age. So it's like
Yeah.
if Wanbin is struggling to speak casually with Hido, it's like, who's he not going to struggle speaking
Yeah,
casually with?
exactly. He's just a polite, formal boy, I think. You know,
I guess
Like
so.
to speak casually.
I'm
with
team
anybody.
Hido on this topic.
Oh yeah.
Let's just do casual, see what happens. Let's call casually people, see how mad they get. And then Wanbin talks about his military service a little bit, and then this prompts Hido to say that he actually got exempt from the military because of his injury,
injury.
which I assume is the hockey injury.
Yeah, it must be pretty bad because like
Yeah.
there is degrees of military service where you do like social work, which if you're like got some amount of injury, like you can do not physical things. So it's got to be like pretty bad if he's been exempted altogether.
I thought he was going to say that, like, oh, by being on like an Olympic team, you get exempt, but there was like specifically the injury that got him
Mhm.
exempt.
Well, if you win any medal in I think the Asian Games, you get exempted as an athlete. But if
Oh.
you get a gold medal in the Olympics, wait, no, scratch that. It's the opposite. If you get a gold medal
Yeah,
in
okay,
the
that makes
Asian
more sense.
Games, you get exempted. And if you get any medal in the Olympics, then you can get exempted. But I guess they
okay.
didn't win.
Okay,
So.
so you actually know the Olympic rules. Okay, all right. So, but somehow this injury was so bad
Yeah.
that he got exempted.
But hey, this is good news because if he and Haeun get together, then she doesn't have to wait for another military service again.
Is anybody on this show still have to do their military service?
I don't think so. But like if anybody still would have to, like Hidu would make sense because like he could have deferred it because he's only going to be young and athletic for so long that
Oh yeah.
you put it off and do it later. But
Yeah.
he's been injured, so she does not have to do that whole mess again.
And Hidu tells Wanbin that his ex gave him a lot of strength when he was injured. So they kind of like open up to each other about what their ex means to them.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is the first time this happens on the show, like outside of like when people are drinking and asking specific questions about their ex. Like this is the first time somebody has unprompted been like, yeah, my ex meant a lot to me because of this time, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of nice.
I did like this. I felt like there should be more of this.
Mm-hmm.
At least with like, if you talk, like if it's a guy talking to a guy, I get why you can't really do it if
you're talking to somebody you're trying to date.
If Hidu is talking to a girl, he can't like talk in a public space about his ex.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're like using it as code. Like I'm talking to my ex, but I'm talking about I'm talking to my ex, but I'm talking about my ex, but my ex knows I'm talking about them. Or some like crazy shit like that, I guess. But when it was just Hidu and Wanbin, it was like nice to just see them.
Yeah.
Just not use their ex's names or anything, but just actually talk about their ex.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess Jiyeon has been talking to Jisoo about how she's worried about her ex a lot.
Yeah, that's true. We have seen a little bit of it. But this seemed a little more personal than anything else we've gotten so far.
Yeah, I agree.
Haeun gets home at 9:05 p.m. Very specific.
Yes. And Wanbin calls her Nuna.
Yeah, this is
comfortable enough with her.
Wait, I thought, but this was Hidu. This is Hidu's fault though, right? Because I think Hidu, like, he does get Wanbin to agree to speak casually. But I think overall, Hidu is like, why aren't we all speaking casually to each other? Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure, like, they hear Haeun come in, and Hidu, I'm assuming it's Hidu first.
He calls her Nuna first?
Hidu's like, Nuna, and Wanbin's like, Nuna. So they, like, Wanbin kind of, like, succumbs to peer pressure and does it too.
Yeah.
And then Haeun, like, comes in the house laughing, and she's, like, covering her mouth, and, like, she can't believe that they're calling her Nuna.
Yeah.
But she seems to get over it pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like, when young people are talking to young people in Korea, like, is there really that much of a like offense taken if you use casually?
Like, well, if you're the same age, it shouldn't matter. I think generally younger people are probably less offended than older people, probably. But
to me, like, you know, everybody on the show is like essentially the same age, so I feel like nobody on this show would actually get offended. At least, but I mean, it's not my culture, so I don't know. But
yeah, it is like a thing that like they've all been raised in, you know, like, and being respectful to people older than you is a very important part of Korean culture. And so even if it is just a couple years, like, you do have to take the step to like both agree to it. You know,
it's like the safer route.
It's not something you'd assume. Yeah,
but, like, Hidu is gonna break these rules, and it doesn't seem like it matters. Nobody's like that upset.
It doesn't matter, but it is like a thing that like Nayeon brought up about their relationship. Like it was a thing he did that she pointed out that he did that.
Yeah, and she liked it though.
She did like it, yeah, but it was unusual, you know, like his behavior is not standard.
I understand it's not normal, but I'm saying, like, if like Hidu just decides to talk casually with everybody in this house, like, nobody's gonna be offended by it, is what my prediction.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the four that are in the house are all in the living room. Hidu, Wanbin, Haeun, and Jiyeon.
Mm-hmm.
And the doorbell rings.
Ooh, so exciting. They get a letter, and it's, please go to this place now. And then there's an address. And then the hosts all freak out because it's the address of where they are currently watching the
recording,
show.
Wherever they're recording their comments after production of the show. Yeah. Which I guess is a restaurant. Like, they're recording in a restaurant. The hosts are.
I think it's just a recording space, maybe. I don't.
Is it like a fake restaurant set?
Oh, maybe it is I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I mean, they're going to go to this place and eat dinner. So.
Yeah.
And it looks kind of like a bar. I don't know if it's a real
I have no idea.
Bar, or if it's a set, or what it is.
So they all go off to figure out what to wear. And Wanbin's like, I don't know what to wear. I don't have a good sense of style. But Hidu like offers to help him, and Wanbin's face just lights up, and he's just like, really? You're gonna help me figure out what to wear? He's like so smitten. Just like, these boys bond so well right now.
They have a good time picking out Wanbin's outfit. But then isn't there some like weird thing in the confessional where like Wanbin is very happy that Hidu helped him, but then at the end he's like, Oh, but this is exactly what I would have worn anyway, or something like
No,
that.
no, what he's saying is he's wearing the exact same outfit in the confessional.
Oh,
And that, like, Hidu picked this outfit for him once, and he's like, okay, this is a good one. I'll wear it to the confessional, too.
oh, you think he's wearing it like more often? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I took it as like I'm really happy Hidu helped me out with this outfit, but I could have picked out this outfit is how I interpreted it. But okay, you're saying he liked it so much that he's still wearing it in
Yeah.
on confessional day. Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is still Wanbin's clothes. It's not like they went out and picked out something he would never wear otherwise. But
Yeah.
yeah. He's grateful. They have a cute bonding moment.
So these four are going to a place where the hosts
Yep.
are not going to be there. All right, back to Tae and Nayan, and they are walking somewhere. And this is where the height thing comes in, because Nayan tells Tae it's hard to keep up with him because his legs are so long.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, being like, "Can you slow down?" So I'm like 6'4", 6'5", and my wife is like 5'2".
Mm-hmm.
So she told me that like before we were dating, one of the reasons she liked me is because I would like walk slower when I walked with her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You were aware. Good job.
Well, no, I didn't consciously do this, but I guess I did it. Okay. But this is, some advice for anyone who's in this very specific situation. And
You're
is
very
tall,
tall.
and you're trying to date a smaller woman.
Just
slow
walk it down
slower.
a little bit.
They will notice you're walking slower.
Mhm.
Probably. I don't know. Piece of advice there. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, they get out to some sort of bridge and they can get a decent view of the city, and they hang out and enjoy the night view for a while.
Do you feel like there was more to this that they like didn't get to, or like they actually just went to a place to like see the view of the city?
I think they just went to a place to see a view of the city.
Okay. Both the dates are going to get like interrupted by texts that are going to tell them to also go to the same location that the four people from the house are.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to like go right from their dates to the wherever the hosts are recording the show, and they're all
Mhm.
going to have dinner together.
Yeah.
But this feels like a kind of a weird ending to the date, which is like, okay, we had coffee and food, and now we're just going to go look at a view, and then the plan was to turn around and go home after that. I guess that's not that weird. But to me,
It's
it was
like-
feels like there's an extra step that might have happened.
It's like taking a walk in a nice park or by the Han River is a frequent date thing. You just go for a walk, you see the view, especially at night when it's pretty. I think it was a normal thing.
Okay. I feel like they would have walked more, but Tay convinced her to wear high heels, and then they were just like, this view will do for, the next 30 minutes instead of walking or whatever. I don't know.
But
Something weird about it.
They seem to be flirting really easily and like having a nice time, and I think this is a cute continuation of their date.
Oh, okay. Best part about this though.
Uh-huh.
Nayan mentions that she hasn't done any laundry since she got to the house.
Uh-huh.
And at which point Tay is blown away by this, and he can't drop it, and he like keeps saying like, but the laundry baskets can't possibly fit all the laundry you have at this point. And he can't get over this, and he like keeps bringing it up. And then Nayan, every time he brings it up, is like, I can't hear you. The view is so mesmerizing. So I don't think Nayan realized that how crazy what she was saying was.
Or she realized it and just like put it away.
Yeah, she was like,
nope,
wait, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. But I was wondering though, do you think Nayan's family is so rich that she's never done laundry before?
Have we established that her family is actually rich and this isn't just a Wanbin theory?
Well, this is
about
Wanbin,
her?
but I think Wanbin's view is fair. Like she
Okay.
does golf and tennis, and she's never done laundry before. I mean, what are we talking about here?
I think I'm just realizing that Hidu gave her a hard time for being messy, and this is just her being messy in her own way again.
But is Hidu like, man, you are so rich, you don't know how to do like things that everybody should be able to do. Why don't you
Maybe.
like learn how to do these things? And Nayan's like stop being mean to me. Like, what are we? I don't know what's going on here anymore.
But I wonder if Tay giving her a little bit of shit about how much laundry she hasn't done gives her a little flashback of Hidu date time, you know? She's just like, oh, not another one to complain about how messy I am.
Tei is just so confused and he wants to understand. Like he's not like you pig, how could you not have done laundry? He's just like
Yeah.
he's just like, wait, can you explain to me like the logistics of how you haven't done laundry? I really want to know. In my head though, Nyan's never done laundry and it reminds me of Schmidt from New Girl. I hope we get that scene where they teach her how to do laundry and she like the best part of that scene in New Girl was when Schmidt thought he pulls out the lint catcher and he's like, what is this for? Do you have to like strain the detergent? He like pours the detergent through the lint catcher. I hope we get that scene with Naya here. Real life moment here with Naya.
Oh, and well, I mean, the laundry machine is awkwardly in like Gyumin's room and also Hidu's room, so it might be a combo of both of them teaching her how to do laundry, and that would just be very awkward and weird.
But they just have to sit back and be like, do what you think you're supposed to do, and then we'll tell you what you're doing wrong. Anything else from this date?
Nope, they get the text and then they go away to the secret meeting location.
And Jisoo and Gyumin are gonna get the same text. And but Jisoo and Gyumin like never left where they were eating.
Yeah, I think Jisoo really got the short end of the stick date-wise. Like, her date started much later in the day and then got interrupted, and everybody else had that full day date, but it's probably for the best because
I think she's
so whatever.
Glad. I think she's glad that the date she didn't have to go on a full day date with somebody that doesn't is now showing no interest in her.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 people from the house get in the car to drive there.
Yes, and Hidu drives them, and Jiyeon is in the front seat, so they get to flirt for a little while. And yeah, she immediately calls Hidu out for speaking casually to her. He's like, nope, I definitely didn't do that. And it's like, yeah, this is just his move, I think. He's just like,
Hidu accidentally speaks casually. Accidentally in quotes speaks casually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like this move though.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it works. At least, I mean, it got a reaction out of her, so
it has
there's that.
100% success rate in my experience.
Okay.
Which is Hidu with Nyan and Hidu with Jiyeon. So maybe it only works for Hidu, but I feel like it would work for anybody. Yeah, they joke about this back and forth, and then eventually Hidu calls Jiyeon's dialect cute again. Eventually, so he's just rehashing the same moves he's already done before.
He's got a limited set of moves, so he's just going to use them again.
But eventually they arrive at the restaurant, and there are 8 seats there. So they were thinking like, oh, is it only gonna be us 4? But once they see the seats, they're like, oh, I guess they're all coming, and they seem a little disappointed by that, I think.
Yeah.
But they're gonna start to
eat without everybody. Yeah.
And they're like joking about how much Wonbin and Hidu are getting along now.
Mm-hmm. And I swear everybody at this table says how sweet and rare Wonbin is. Like, they're just like, oh, he's the best.
Yeah. We're not going to text him, but he's the best,
Yeah.
I did note that Hidu does seem to be paying like extra close attention to Jiyeon. Like, she does a weird like pretend prayer before eating, and he like comments on it. And she's like, oh, I'm not actually religious. I was just doing it for fun or whatever.
And then he's like, but then who are you praying
to? Yeah, he was
it.
confused. Nyan and Tae are going to arrive at the restaurant.
Yes, so Haeyeon can finally calm down about Nyan being out on a date with Gyumin, and Hidu can now get angry, I guess. You know?
I got a little excited here about the seating arrangement.
Yeah.
So Hidu and Jiyeon are sitting next to each other. And Wonbin and Haeyeon are sitting next to each other, and they're like across from each other. And then when Nyan and Tae get there, they sit on the side with Jiyeon and Hidu.
Yeah.
And then, so we know like Nyan and Gyumin are coming back at some point. No, it was Jisoo and Gyumin are coming back at some point. And there's like, I thought there was going to be like a more interesting moment of like, okay, is Gyumin going to sit next to Haeyeon?
Yeah.
Because like there's a choice that's going to have to be made. There's like 2 seats left, and one of them's next to Haeyeon.
But no, he sat in the seat across from Nyan instead. So
they didn't make a big deal of it, but he does not sit next to her, which I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
But then this whole thing is like kind of awkward. Like I don't know what production was going for here, and for like doing this meal at this time, other than like
Uh-huh.
they reserved it and they needed to like do it on this day or something. Because like Nyan and Tae have already eaten, so
Hmm.
they're like half-heartedly like, oh, I guess we can drink wine or whatever, but they're like not interested in eating food at all. So I feel like this is
Right.
awkward for everybody. Like the X stuff is obviously making it most awkward, but the like Taeyeon and Nyan being like, I don't really want to eat is like also weird.
Yeah, yeah. But like I feel like Hidu is noticeably like the moment that Nyan comes in, he's just noticeably different. And like I think Jian even asked him like what's wrong. And I don't know, he comes up with some excuse, but it's like he's all
Yeah.
he was like easily talking with everybody until they showed up and then he just like clams up and gets weird.
I think it's real too. It's not like editing.
Yeah.
And then, oh, I like this back and forth. Aeon randomly compliments Jion for liking vegetables.
Yeah.
And then Tae gets confused again and says like,
I mean that's fair. I am also confused.
yeah.
But
She's
sure.
like, you would compliment somebody for something so little, basically. And then I think like Jiyeon and Nayeon are like, yeah, Haeyeon compliments people a lot, and like she really notices things. And then Tae says, but you haven't complimented me at all. That's so funny.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
great.
then Haeyeon just laughs and apologizes and still does not compliment him.
She could have even been like your hair looks good now that you've
Yeah,
dyed it. Or, like
she-
that was such an easy pick.
Oh, that was good. Oh no, Tae. And then Jisoo and Gyumin are gonna arrive.
We do get a little Jisoo confessional where she's like, I don't know who Gyumin's ex is, but like it bothers me a little bit, like trying to figure out who she is. Like it just bothers me that she's here.
Yeah, it seems like she is ready to like move on from Gyumin, but she does still like him enough that like she wants to know who his ex is. Like
Mm-hmm.
she wants more information.
Yeah.
She wants to understand more, but I think she knows where she stands though.
Yeah.
She thinks it's Nayeon or Haeyeon, which
So just not Jiyeon. Yeah.
that's what we thought too. We used to think it was Nayeon,
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
reasonable guesses. And then yeah, Jisoo sits next to Haeyeon. So
And then there's a
Darn.
random man who comes and like delivers a letter. Like this is the only time we've ever seen anybody from production just like stroll in and drop
Yeah.
off something.
What does this letter say, Sarah?
You will choose your date this time. The girls should send a text or send the name of the person you want to go on a date with to the number below. However, you can't choose your ex. Cue Haeyeon's face getting very sad. All dates will be confidential so that you can't guess the exes of others.
That I was wondering that before they said it. I was like, wow, this is gonna really give them a lot of information about who's not
Yeah.
exes with each other. But okay, somehow they're gonna make it confidential, which means like they're not gonna be allowed to talk about their dates,
Yeah.
or not gonna be allowed to talk about. Yeah, they just like can't talk about their dates at all, right? You can't
Yeah,
even say
yeah.
what you did on the date because then
Because if the other person says, then people will put it
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
okay, so that's I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. That's a little like not fun from that perspective. Like
Yeah.
not being allowed to talk about them, but okay,
Maybe
we'll see.
they'll all go on super boring dates and it'll be whatever.
But essentially, the girls are choosing.
Yes. And Nayeon doesn't know what to do.
Good call by the host here, allowing the girls to pick who they want to go on a date with. Because I think there's a decent chance that if you let the guys pick, that Nayeon would be going on 4 dates.
No, because her ex couldn't pick her.
Okay, sorry. If
So
you
she'd
remove,
be going on 3 dates.
if you
yes.
if the guys picked and you remove that rule, I think Nayeon might be going on 4 dates.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the biggest person who might not pick her would probably be Hidu, might pick Jiyeon, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But like the other 3 probably are picking Nayeon, so
absolutely.
Nayeon would be going on 3 dates if the guys were picking.
And everyone else had to pretend that they went on a date.
Yeah, that'd be so awkward. If you're like the one person and you like know, like, yeah, I went on 3 dates, and then you can't talk about it,
Mhm.
that'd be tough. Well, I mean, you'd be happy, but
I mean, would you? Maybe
I mean,
it would have
I
just been
definitely
3
would.
terrible dates.
well, no, I'd be happy about it. Why not? Why wouldn't you be happy about it?
very tiring to go on so many dates. I don't know.
The hosts are very excited to see who Nyan's going to pick for this.
Yes.
That's the drama that they build up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the girls get to think for a little bit.
Jiyeon picks it like in 2 seconds. She's just like, done.
Yeah.
No need to think about this.
Yeah. That's how you do it, right? The girls are sending the text in front of the guys.
Yes.
So like everybody sees that Jiyeon picked it really, really fast. So like if you're the guy that gets picked by Jiyeon, you're gonna feel really good about yourself. Like Jiyeon didn't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
So
but I mean,
that's the
who
move.
she was gonna pick is pretty obvious. Like she's been moving in a direction. Like of course she didn't have to think hard about it.
I guess so.
Like the moment Hedo showed up, she started like flirting with him and being like, yeah, tall slab of a man, that's for me.
So I made predictions before they finally picked, and I did pick that she would pick Hedo, but like I did think about Wonbin, because Wonbin was like, promise me we'll go on 3 dates.
Lies.
But okay. Let's get up to the point where they are gonna reveal, and then we'll talk about predictions here.
Okay.
Wonbin says to the group, if you don't get picked for a date, then you have to water the plants. That's such a funny thing to say.
Yeah, that was great.
He's saying this probably thinking that he's not going to get picked for a date. Right?
Probably, yeah. Or just hoping that someone else will help him water the plant.
And Hedo is hoping that Jiyeon will pick him.
Yes. So they're on the same page. That's good.
And then Nyan texts her pick into production, and then they show her grabbing her phone again and then texting the production again and be like, wait, can I change my pick? I want to change my pick. And then they allow her to change her pick.
Yeah.
Which I liked. That was good.
Yeah, that is good. And it does show how quickly her feelings about everyone are changing.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
All right. Did you write down predictions for this? I did.
I did not. Okay, wait. What did I think was going to happen? Okay, Jiyeon, I definitely knew was going to pick Hedo. I hoped Nyan was going to pick Tae, but didn't necessarily believe it. I thought she was going to pick Human.
I thought she was going to pick Human, yeah.
I thought Jisoo was going to still pick Human.
Really? And for me, I was like, Jisoo won't pick Human. And to me, it was just like a toss-up between Tae and Hedo. And I was like, I literally don't know. I ended up writing Tae because then it just worked out. Because like I thought Haeyeon would pick Wonbin. So I just picked Jisoo to pick Tae because I was like, well, then everybody gets to go on a date. It works out. Yeah. But in my head, I was like, Jisoo is just picking not her ex and not Human. That's the move. But it's not going to play out like that.
It did not play out that way at all.
It plays out even better, though. I think it plays out better than I predicted. Oh, we do get a confessional from Human saying that he was not happy to hear that Nyan went on a date with Tae. So yeah, he's really invested in the Nyan feelings right now. And then in Haeyeon confessional, she said she noticed that Human and Nyan were sitting across from each other at the table.
And they kept glancing at each other, and she was so upset.
She said she was checking to see if they were glancing at each other, but were they glancing at each other?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And they were like talking too. Like, yeah, they still have some chemistry going on.
She says here she doesn't know if Human would have looked at her even if they were sitting across the table from each other. So she kind of
but this is kind of like production being mean. They're specifically asking like, what do you think would have happened if you sat across from Human? I'm like, why are you like needling at this point so much right now?
That was a good question. Fair question.
Yes.
All right, Hedo's gonna get a text.
Jiyeon chose him for his date.
Oh yeah.
Happy.
Let's go. And then I forget the order that this happened, but
I think then Hedo gets another text and it's Jisoo chose him for her date. And I was just like, but she's so small and he's so big. He's gonna step on her.
Just walk slow. He'll be good. Jiyeon though says in a confessional that she thinks Hedo is the best guy among them, and that's including Tae. So
yeah,
somehow Jiyeon has gotten big feelings for Hedo.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe what she's saying, or is she just hyperbolizing things for fun?
I think she's hyperbolizing things. She enjoys going big or going home, and yeah.
Okay. And then Jisoo is also picking Hedo. Hedo's going on 2 dates. Let's go. And then Jisoo's confessional is appearance wise, he's my type. Tall and athletic.
And she wanted to talk to him in private.
I don't know how much he's talked to Tae. I thinking about it though, like I really don't see Jisoo and Tae as
Yeah.
even a thing. Yeah.
Their vibes don't
this-
match, I don't think.
I think she picked right between the two here.
Yeah.
Or Hidu's like more of an unknown, so let's figure it out.
Yeah.
And then of course Hidu is surprised because they have not talked. And then Hidu says that he's looking more forward to the date with Jiyeon.
Yes.
And then goes as far, he says a bunch of stuff to be fair, but at one point, like the reason the production asks him like, why are you looking forward to Jiyeon over Jisoo date? And he says like, because she's cute.
he
Which-
does say she's cute a lot.
Is that
Yeah.
a slam on Jisoo though?
It's not always a slam on someone. It's just like this person is specifically
But
cute.
so many times, like in these shows, like person will be like, yeah, they're more my type or whatever. They'll say it like that. But he was like,
uh-huh.
yeah, Jiyeon's cute. That's why I'm more looking forward to the date with Jiyeon. I mean, I think Jisoo's cute too. So, but I was
Yeah.
thinking like, is this a look into Hidu's preferences? Like maybe he's not into Jisoo at all.
Maybe. I think
Jisoo's
he's
gonna have
just-
another bad date.
Oh,
I mean,
Oh,
more
I hope
likely
not,
she is,
but
but yeah.
yeah. But I think just like from the first day he joined, like Jiyeon was being cute in that she was being shy and like trying to hide her face because she didn't have makeup on, and that just attracted him from the beginning, and so he's paid attention to her since then. I don't think he's really had any reason to pay attention to Jisoo, so whatever.
But he didn't choose to say all that. He just said, Jiyeon is cute. That's why I want to go on a date with her.
yeah.
All right. And Hidu hopes to do something like bungee jumping with Jiyeon.
Yeah, I'm out. Immediately,
Oh,
if
really?
anybody says, let's go on a date, let's go bungee jumping, I'm like, no, we are incompatible. Good day, sir.
Isn't this like a move though when you're like trying to like trick somebody to fall in love with you though? Like you do something like
Oh,
exciting.
you do stuff that you normally wouldn't do to be like, yeah, look how cool I am. Yeah, no,
No,
thank you.
not like that. It's like you do something. It's like if you go to see like a scary movie or like
Oh, yeah. Like
you do
if
something
get your
scary
heart-
and then it gets you
moving,
it,
yeah.
it gives you like a false heart flutter because
yeah.
it's your heart's doing things for different reasons. So, he likes Jiyeon enough that he wants to trick her into falling in love with him. That's how I'm
Okay, I don't think that's what he said.
That's not what he said, but that's what that means pretty much. Why would he specifically want to go bungee jumping for any other reason?
I don't know, because he's an athletic, outdoorsy, excitement-seeking kind of guy.
But he didn't want to. He doesn't want to go bungee jumping with Jisoo.
Well, he didn't say that.
He said he hopes to do something like bungee jumping with Jiyeon. Specifically.
No, they ask him, which date are you looking forward to more? And he says Jiyeon, and then he says, what kind of date do you want to have with her? And he goes, something fun, like bungee jumping. Jisoo's not part of the equation.
Okay, if you say so. I'm just saying this Jisoo's going to be disappointed again with the lack of interest from her.
Well, yeah,
date, is what I'm
probably.
thinking. Okay, all right. 2 dates for Hidu. Wonbin gets a text, Sarah.
Heian chose him for her date.
Let's go. I'm looking forward to this one,
Yeah.
personally. Wonbin on a date is good, and then also just getting Heian on another date. I feel like it's healthy right
Get
now.
her to like think about something other than human. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Heian's confessional, she says, I wanted to get to know someone new. He seems kind and sweet. So I don't know how interested Heian really is, but
I mean, if she could have chosen anyone she wanted to, 100% she would have chosen human.
Yeah.
But given the rules, this is a good choice.
it doesn't seem like she's that excited to date Wonbin, but hopefully
no.
she has a good time.
Yeah.
And then in Wonbin's confessional, though, he's actually like super aware, and he's like, oh yeah, we haven't talked much, but I guess she thinks she probably wants to like get to know me more.
Which is a reasonable reason to go on a date. Yeah.
Yeah, Wonbin's not putting a lot of investment in the fact that Heian chose him. Like he's aware that it's
Yeah.
like a weird situation that doesn't necessarily mean that they're that into you just because they pick you.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonbin's going on a date. And then
Mhm.
Tae gets a text.
No date for Tay.
No one chose you. I like how they phrase that. You just get a text on your phone. No one chose you.
Yeah, production's a little mean.
That's good. So Tae's sad.
Yeah, I was bummed too.
And I wrote still no happy memories in his life. Today was a happy memory until now.
Yup.
And then what the hell's happening here? Gyumin and Wonbin get a text at the same time.
But Guman says no one chose him because Nyan chose Wanbin for her date.
Let's go. I love this so much.
I do too.
Yeah, this is the I don't know if Nyan did this for the right reasons, but I think dating a third guy is more valuable than dating the people she's already dated, you know?
Yeah, I think she in her confessional reasons through it kind of reasonably. Like she initially did choose Guman, but then she's like, well, maybe, I should just get to know everybody and before I, start making any moves because if I did choose somebody I already went on a date with, that would be like putting feelings out there and being like, yeah, I definitely have feelings for this person. And I don't think she's ready to decide who she has feelings for because it changes every 10 minutes. But
the order of how she said it made me feel more like it's not so much she did acknowledge the advantage of dating more people because that's what she came here to do, but I think there was more of a fear of picking Guman and that meaning something more than how she felt, even though she's not afraid to do that in person by saying flirting pretty hard, but I guess she thought this was too extreme to actually
commit and make a
she felt like that actually meant a lot, so she goes with Wanbin, and I think that's the right choice.
I wanted her to go on a date with Wanbin anyway, so she could see the full extreme opposite of what she had been experiencing.
We talked about that before, yeah.
So yeah, I'm here for it.
So Hidu and Wanbin are going on 2 dates, and Tae and Guman, Sarah, no dates for Guman. Feels good. I like it. Now Guman gets to feel the pain. Yeah, he handles it. See if he handles it any better than Haeyeon. I don't know.
I imagine he will continue without expressing any emotion. That's what I imagine.
He doesn't expect when positive things happen. He doesn't express emotions. Now negative things are going to happen. Maybe that is maybe that triggers him to actually something to happen.
Well, that I'm not looking forward to.
We'll see. Okay. Wanbin in a confessional says that he has an easy time talking to Nyan and he wanted her to pick him. So he's very happy. Didn't seem like he was expecting it to happen, but...
Yeah. He definitely wasn't.
So Wanbin is also looking more forward to the Nyan date than the Haeyeon date.
That's totally fair because she doesn't want to go on that date anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and Guman's confessional. This is interesting. He is most disappointed that Jisoo didn't pick him.
Yeah, he thought they had fun that day, which is you didn't act like it, but okay.
Yeah. When you read it at first, it seems like, oh, does he actually like Jisoo more than Nyan? But I think what it is he realizes Nyan has other options and wasn't going to be surprised if Nyan picked.
Yeah.
He probably thought, oh, Nyan might pick Tae because they just went on a date. But he must think that Jisoo has no other options and is actually hurt that Jisoo didn't pick him.
He's keeping her as his backup option, and is bummed that didn't follow through.
I can't believe showing no appreciation for being asked on a date didn't pay off for a second date.
So weird. Weird. Man. You don't show any emotion to somebody on a date and then they don't ask you out again. It was so weird.
They literally asked somebody a total stranger essentially before they have to go on a date with you.
Yep.
Oh man.
That's when you fucked up.
And then Nyan's confessional, she tells us that she did pick Guman first. So she is Guman over Tae. And then she switched after the reasons we talked about before.
Yeah. Which I think is a bummer. I like that she's going on a date with Wanbin, but I wish she had been more in favor of going out with Tae than Guman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because Tae is fundamentally at least a little better than Guman,
Oh, Tae's better than... I guess from that perspective. I mean, I thought she had a better time with Guman, if I'm just looking at it from her perspective. But...
I mean, from her perspective, she kept saying how the day was perfect when she was out with Tae.
Yeah, but she said the same thing with Guman, though, so...
I don't think she said the day was perfect.
She didn't?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but I'm going to assume she did.
Yeah. Tae is at least a little bit more expressive than Guman. I believe that Tae had a good time on this date. I know. I wasn't still sure if Guman was having a good time on his
Yeah.
date. You know, like
I don't know. For some reason, I thought the Guman Nyan was a better fit than Tei. Partially just the rock paper scissors to eat a lemon. I was like, what are we talking about here? Like, how bad is the conversation going that this is what we're about to do?
she was just being silly.
I guess so. I don't know. Oh, but in that whole explanation of why she texted Guman and then switched to Wanbin or whatever, at no point did she mention that she was considering texting Tei.
Yeah,
It was like a long explanation too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the Tei is really on her radar.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But she'll have a good time with Wanbin, so there's that.
All right. Anything else you want to mention from this picking date shenanigans before we get to immediately we have to then text? This is so weird. We have to text like who made our heart flutter.
These things. There is a weird thing that happens in between that I must talk about. So Hidu just blurts out that he misses his puppy.
Yeah.
And Jiyeon says that his puppy looks like Nayeon's puppy because they both have the same kind of puppy. And for a minute I was like, did they both show her the same puppy?
I thought they had the same puppy. I
together?
thought they got a puppy together at one point.
But no, they have two separate puppies. They just happen to be the same breed. And Nayeon shows a picture of her puppy, and Hidu just goes, "That's an ugly puppy." What the fuck?
See, but this is a joke, though.
Is it? Because he just looks so bitter. He's like, "That's a fucking ugly puppy."
I mean, Nayeon makes a face like, "How could you say that?" But like, the joke is like, nobody would ever say that. But he's saying in the context of like they're kind of comparing each other's puppies together. So he's like saying like, "No, your puppy's ugly. Mine's way better."
I think that he's not actually. I think he's just being mean because he's trying not to get caught. And then like Jiyeon actually comes in and saves him by saying, "You mean it's not as cute as your puppy, right?" Like,
oh, you think Jiyeon's saving him here? I thought that's what he meant. I thought that's
saving him here. He's just got such like he is just real pissed she was on a date with Tae, and he's just gonna insult her puppy because of it. Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, see, that joke I thought was funny. Maybe it wasn't a joke, but that at least made me laugh.
Okay.
The jokes Tae were going for earlier, I'm not convinced those were jokes. I think this is more likely a joke than the Tae.
This is a weird joke, though. Insulting.
Oh, it's a weird
puppy.
Joke. For sure. Just like out of context, though, I just think it's hilarious that like if somebody showed you a picture of their puppy and you said it was ugly, that's just funny to me because
I mean, yeah.
I don't have much of an opinion
context
on
funny.
like what puppies are cute and what puppies are ugly. Like I'm not like a dog person, so to me it's hilarious if like somebody's like, "Hey, look at my puppy, it's so cute," and you're like, "That's an ugly puppy."
Well, it's like almost as insulting as like if somebody showed you a picture of their kid and you'd be like, "That's an ugly baby." Like you just can't say that to somebody, no matter how true it may be.
Good joke, Hidu. All right, it's time to text people.
Yes. And it is weird to have to like text somebody after you've theoretically picked them for a date or not picked them for a date. Like,
yeah,
I did not know how to predict these texts. It did not make sense to me. It was weird.
Yeah. Like, so if you're the girl texting here, it makes sense to text the person you picked for the date, unless this is how I would interpret it if I was a guy, right? So somebody picks me for the date. I know they picked me for the date because I got the text already.
Yeah.
And if they don't text me something, that would like convince me that like, oh, they're like more interested in their ex than me, and they had to pick somebody else for the date. That's kind of how I would feel.
But there is the weird burden of having to text someone you went on a date with today with. Like,
yeah,
that's a theme that also happens that I think also fucks this whole formula up.
Yeah. To me though, if I was the girl, I would prioritize texting the guy I just picked for a date, and then I would just tell the person in person like, "Oh, I had fun on our date." Like you don't have to text that to somebody.
But what if you're trying to keep all your options open? Would you text the person you went on a date with but didn't pick for the next date because you picked somebody else just to like see what else is out there, but you still like the person you went on the date with today. I don't know.
I mean, I think you're sending weird signals to the person you picked to go on a date if you're not texting them like, "Can't wait for our date."
Well, literally nobody does that.
I know,
right?
it's
Like,
super weird.
It's so weird.
All the girls text somebody they're not going on a date with.
Yeah.
Not the move I would have done, but okay.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Unless I didn't really want to, like, if you're Haeun,
Well, yeah,
it
we
makes
all
sense.
know who
It
she's
makes
gonna
sense
text.
that
Yeah.
she's not texting Wonbin. If you're, who did Jisoo text? Oh, she texted Gyumin. Yeah, I don't get it. I think the other three girls should have texted the person they picked.
And then, like, as the guy, do you text the person who picked you for a date?
Oh, that's true too. You
I
could
mean,
text
like,
them.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's weird too. Like, if you're a girl, see, like, I don't know if the girls know that the guys know that they picked them at this point.
Well, they all have this thing where, like, their phones buzz, right? And they look at them, and
But they don't know if it says like, "Oh, you got picked for a date," or like this person specifically picked you for a date.
that's true. Okay.
So,
yeah.
but if I knew that they knew I picked them and they didn't text me, I would be like, that's a bad sign.
Yeah. But again, nobody does that. Like, these texts are totally, like, unrelated to the dates.
None of the guys text who picked them. No, he definitely does.
Okay.
We'll go through it. I think some of the guys do text the person that picked them. Let's go through them. You ready?
Okay.
All right, Gyumin.
Thank you for today. I'm going to win next time.
One text. What is he winning?
I don't know, but this is from Jisoo.
It sounds like he definitely lost, but it's like...
No, I think she lost, right? She said, I'm going to win next time.
Oh,
so that means
she lost.
I don't know what
Does
she
she mean
lost.
like, next time I'm going to date somebody who actually might like me? Which, I mean, she's
Maybe?
going to lose again, potentially, but... Yeah, I don't know what they did. We didn't get this inside joke, but this is Jisoo, for sure.
Yes.
And then, Gyumin got a second text. No dates, 2 texts.
No dates, but 2 texts. Yeah. It says, you seem busy. Make sure to take vitamins. This is the nicest text Haeun has managed to send him. The rest were vaguely menacing. This is at least neutral.
I thought you were going to interpret this the same way you have been, where it's like, you seem busy, like you dating so many girls.
I mean, that also, you could also read into it that way. Yeah, that's true.
And then the make sure to take vitamins is very thanks, Dad. So.
Yeah. But still, if I have to rank all of the messages she sent, this is the best one she's managed to get out.
All right. Going through this, I actually forgot that I was like, oh yeah, Haeun's not going to text one, but she's going to text Gyumin.
Yep.
I was like, okay, that one makes sense. Jisoo gets 1 text.
Thank you for today. I like Yongsan-do, which I think is the place that they went, because this is from Gyumin.
Yeah, terrible text.
Yeah.
Jisoo should continue thinking Gyumin's not interested. This is an obligatory text.
I will say, most of them, their text game is not on point. You know, most people send shitty texts. I found.
I agree.
But yeah, this one's not good. It's whatever.
Wait, Jisoo got 2 texts. Watch out.
You should be happy.
Ooh.
And this is from Wonbin, putting out some weird Haeun energy.
Oh yeah,
Wonbin
Wonbin doesn't text Haeun. Okay, you're right. Okay. I forgot that this even happened.
And Jisoo's confessional, like, she's so confused. She's like, when have I not seemed happy? And then in Wonbin's confessional, he's like, she was crying so hard the other day.
Yeah.
And it was that brief moment we got to see Gyumin comforting her. Still don't know what she was crying about. Maybe it's about Mingi
I
leaving.
think it's just Mingi, yeah.
But,
yeah, the text is like, you should be happy, ! And at which point I wrote, is this the proper translation? Because this just seems like, it comes across as like, why are you so sad? Like, you should be happy.
Yeah.
Like,
it is weird.
Stop having the emotions I don't like. But
but that doesn't feel very Wonbin, so I think the translation's a little weird.
I think it is a little weird.
And in his confessional, he's expressing concern about her. So that's what he's trying to get across with this text, I think. But yeah, I really thought he would have texted like Nayeon and been like, oh yeah, let's go do this date. It's going to be awesome.
His sentiment that he's going for is more like, I hope you're not sad. I want you to have a good time while you're here. Like, kind of.
Yeah.
Was what he wants to say. But the translation was, you should be happy, which I wouldn't interpret it like that necessarily. But yeah. Out of nowhere. So, because this is the first time Wonbin has texted Jisoo.
Yes.
But I think even Jisoo correctly interprets this text as being
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I don't think he's actually interested in me. He just was
Just
worried about me.
concerned, yeah.
And then I think Wonbin admits and says in confessional that he still doesn't have feelings for her. And I'm still holding out hopes there that this is going to turn around. I think it
Well,
might still.
I don't know.
They're building this. Oh, it's not
I
going to
mean,
happen.
this is the first crack in the dam,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Like he has actually
Let's
texted
go.
her.
Oh, the reason I think I picked Jisoo to pick Tae for the date is because I was remembering the oxtail soup.
Oh,
or whatever
yeah,
that
that
was.
never went anywhere.
That didn't pay off for Tae.
He
But
played
also
too
Tae
cool.
wasn't trying to make it pay off potentially, so. But even the soup wasn't good enough to be
Nope.
picked over a stranger. Okay.
Oof.
Heian,
0 messages.
0 messages.
Oh, we get a confessional where production asks her, "Will he ever send you a message?" And I'm just like, Jesus, production, why are you trying to make her cry so much?
Dude, that's your job. You got to ask these questions. I mean, that's a good question. I like to ask this question because we get to hear her say, I don't know if she says he definitely
She's like,
won't,
I don't think so. I'd be
Yeah.
happy if he would, but I don't think he will. I don't expect anything. Sad, sad cry.
I like that we get her perspective of like, I understand the situation I'm in, and like she knows it has a very small chance of working out for her. So I just wrote in my notes like, she's not crazy. Like, this is not a crazy woman. She just, she got invited on the show. She got tricked into being on the show, and she's just gonna follow her heart until it's over.
Oof. But
it's painful
Not
for
gonna-
her, but that's her choice.
she's not gonna heal that way.
But I don't
But
know.
okay.
Maybe she would regret if she would regret not going for it.
Okay, but like,
Can't blame her. But she knows what she's at right now.
I'm not on the level where I'm convinced Guman's a villain yet, but I am convinced that Guman's not shit. Like, who cares about Guman, right? Like, so I'm just like, move on from Guman. There's better options out there.
I mean, I agree, but it's her only love ever.
I guess.
I doubt she's even dated anybody else, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably true. It was just them together
get it.
forever. Yeah.
okay. Wonbin gets 0 texts.
How would you feel having 2 dates and 0 text?
I'd be like,
that's
these-
a weird spot to be in.
These pity dates.
Oof.
You still try to have a
So-
good time, but I would think whoever I'm going on the dates with, like, they must be thinking about their ex, or maybe he might understand the mentality of Nyan texting.
Mhm.
Like if Nyan tells him, "Oh, I texted Tae to tell him I had a good time,"
Yeah.
he might get that. Like he might be like, "Oh yeah, I would have done that too."
Yeah, because like the question here is like, which means more? Like, is more indicative of people's feelings? Is it the texts or the dates? But like, honestly, right now, I don't think either are actually indicative of anyone's feelings.
I want to almost say the texts are, because you're allowed to text your ex.
Okay.
Yeah. Although like the people texting the person they just want to date with is like rather meaningless, because
Yeah.
that seems to be like an obligatory thing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
But I think like if Nyan had texted Wonbin, I think he would have been a lot more excited than just her picking him.
Yeah.
Although I guess in his situation, her picking him is kind of a big deal, because it's like he knows, all right, I think he knows she's been on 2 dates now,
Yeah.
and he's like switching to Wonbin. So Wonbin probably feels
Mhm.
fine about that no matter what, honestly.
And the outcome of getting to go on a date is better. Like, you get to spend time together to like show her your worth or whatever, like show that you're compatible, or, whereas just getting
Yeah.
a text is whatever.
I mean, like, yeah, so like from Tae's perspective, he didn't get picked by Nyan for the date or the text. Or no,
no, he got the text.
he got the text but didn't get picked for a date. Like that probably feels bad,
Yeah.
because the text isn't all that.
But you could also understand, like, are you going to do back-to-back dates with the same person on a show like this? I don't know. That also feels
You
like a weird move.
you would if it went really well, for sure.
Well, yeah. If you were like, oh, this is the person, yeah, let's go. But
I've seen it.
okay.
All right, Tae's gonna get 1 text from Nyan.
You were cool when you were working. I hope a lot of good things happen to you.
Happened to you with me not there. Also, does she mean you were so uncool when you were not working?
No, why do you always twist everything into this opposite?
Why didn't she say you were
meaning?
so cool on our date? She said you were so cool
'Cause
when
she
you were working.
specifically thought he looked really cool behind the counter making coffee. Because he did it like so fast, like a professional. It was so cool.
Yeah, but she could text that and not be like, you were really cool while you work.
I mean, but she
I don't want to
specifically-
compliment you outside of that scope.
This is a weird way to take a compliment. Just because she's complimenting one thing does not mean she's diminishing the other things. It's okay.
It doesn't mean she is, but it doesn't mean she isn't.
I mean, most people aren't doing that. Most people are just complimenting the thing that they are complimenting you for. It is not a backhanded, oh, but the rest of the time you're shit.
In this situation, though, it's like you can text anything you want, almost like however long you want. Like she could have complimented the whole date and specifically mentioned how cool he was.
Yeah,
when
but
he was
everyone
working.
on this show is shit at texting.
Okay. All right.
Just take the compliment for what it is. Don't turn it into something.
I mean, it's better
worse.
than nothing. I mean, he could have been uncool the entire day. All right.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Tay's going to get a second text, though.
Yes. Where did you go? Was it fun? Jiyeon always sent texts that need a response, but she can't get a response, and it's very weird.
Yeah, are you going to shit on Jiyeon here like you did with
Oh,
Hee-do?
yeah. This is big Haeon energy.
See, I think this is
Too.
funny, though. I like this. I didn't mind it when Hee-do was doing it. I don't mind now when Jiyeon's doing it.
It's just so weird when Jiyeon's doing it because, like, she literally cannot get a text back. So, like, what?
Yeah, but she knows that he'll know it's her probably, and then she's saying like, "Oh, I'm curious what you did." It
I am also
communicates her
still
jealousy
confused.
without saying like,
Yeah.
"I am jealous that you went on a date today." Like she could have texted that.
Yeah, that is true. But hey, I would almost respect that at a certain point. Like, let's be honest,
would
and not
too.
like passive aggressive and weird.
I would too, but I think this like almost as clearly states the same thing, and it's funny, and it's funnier.
Yeah.
Oh, but here's the thing though. As soon as Tae reads his text, he just darts his eyes over to Jiyeon like he's
He
not even
does.
hiding it at all. He's like, I can't
He
believe you
has
texted
no
me again.
chill. And then we get this Jiyeon confessional where she just like makes so much fun of him for like dyeing his hair and wearing the
Oh, yeah.
jacket. And like he is trying so hard. And in the real world, he could never date someone like Nayeon.
Yeah.
Like, damn, Jiyeon. Jeez.
I think Jiyeon like knows how rich Nayeon is. And it's like, Tae, you're not gonna make it work, man. There's too much of a gap.
Which may be very true.
Might be true, yeah. Nayeon gets one text.
Tell me more about you next time. This is from Tae.
This is from Tae. Doesn't say he had a good time.
It does say he wants to go out on a date with her again.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. It's weak, but
I mean, they're all weak. Like, what text
she at least
was
knows
good?
it's from Tae, I guess.
Yeah.
Jiyeon gets one text.
You're attractive.
You're attractive. Oh, what a text.
Oh,
this is a good
Hee-do.
one.
Oh,
No.
man.
And by this is a good one, I mean this is a really dumb text.
We do get a great confessional of Jiyeon breaking it down. Like, clearly it's from Hee-do because, like, everybody else has been around for a while. If they were going to tell me I was hot, they would have told me by now.
This is the thing that someone that doesn't speak formally would say. That's a dumbass text, though.
Yep. Like, literally none of the texts today were good.
In fairness to Hee-do, though, like I don't know what his goal would be communicating here. Like he knows Jiyeon picked her,
Uh-huh.
and then he's probably being like, I want to communicate to her that I like her too, but why do I like her? And it's like he literally just thinks she's attractive. Like that's like, oh, he could have said like, oh, I like your accent. He could have gone back to that. Well,
He could have done that. Or he could have just been like, I'm really looking forward to our date.
that too, yeah, that would have been good too. But maybe he wants her to know, like, I find you physically attractive. Like, let's just get that out there. Actually, now that I think
guess.
about it, not the worst text. I respect this text. It's not a vibe that I would want to give off, but
But
there's
it's
some
a very
value in
Hee-do
it,
vibe, I
potentially.
guess.
As long as she's not creeped out by it, it's good.
I kind of wish he had said, "You're more attractive than the puppy," or something, just to bring that terrible, ugly
Which is a
puppy
very
joke
low
back.
bar. I don't know if that's a great text. You are a step above ugly. Don't worry about it. What if he just said, I actually think the puppy's cute. Don't tell Naya.
That would have been fun and conspiratorial. I would have liked that.
Yeah.
Maybe not actually telling her anything that, he likes her or anything, but it's silly. That's a Gion vibe. That would be fun.
And then Hidu gets no text.
Yes. So both of the guys who got dates got no text.
Yeah, this
And the guys who
makes a
got
lot
no
of
dates
sense.
got all the texts. And yeah, it's dumb.
not confusing at all. No one's going to get lost in this confusion.
Everyone's miserable.
Hidu tells us that, like, he thinks the reason he's not getting text is that everybody's texting their ex, except for his ex is not texting him.
Yes.
Which is so much for having good reads. That's just wrong. But I guess it's his way of like being like, oh, if everybody didn't have their exes in the house, people would be texting me.
Yeah.
That's kind of the sentiment that I got.
Yep.
Yeah, he's using it as an excuse.
I mean, to be fair, if Gion hadn't texted her ex, she would probably text Hidu.
That's true.
The only example of that works out.
And he probably thinks Jisoo would have texted him, but thinks that she must be texting.
I guess.
That actually is like a kind of a fair read, because that's exactly what I was saying. Like, if I was picked for the date but not picked for the text, I would think, oh, they're interested in their ex.
Yeah.
Which isn't the case for Jisoo, but I think it's a fair read, actually. And then Hidu still thinks Nayeon is texting Tae, which is correct. This guy's on fire.
But she's not going on a date with him, so I don't know.
Yeah, I just wrote, this all seems very confusing, especially for the guys, but I think it actually is just as confusing for the girls. If the girls know that the guys know who picked them, it's also very confusing for the girls.
Yes. Because nobody texted anybody they're going on a date with, right? Did I get that right?
No, Hidu texted Gion that she's attractive.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Nobody else texted anyone they're going on a date with.
Yeah.
What are these people doing? I'm so confused.
So overall, actually, so Hidu basically wins the texting of the night, right? Like, he just won. He did the best text.
Low fucking bar, but
I think he actually won with that text. That's crazy. All right. Well, that's the end of episode 8.
Yeah, and I mean, it ended at night. Surely they won't be up for another 6 hours for the next episode.
Absolutely, we are getting more nighttime activities in the next episode. All right, let's talk about the preview.
Yes. Hidu is jealous, is what I wrote.
Yeah, Hidu is getting more jealous of Nayeon dating people. And then, like, there's going to be a scene where, like, Hidu and Haeyeon are going to talk, but they're, like, talking about almost, like, their feelings of, like, coming in late to the house and, like...
Yeah, they're sad bonding.
Yeah, they're sad bonding over what their exes are doing without them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think this might happen the same night, because it looks like it happens at night. Like, it seems like Nayeon is going to, like, tell Hidu how she really feels about him.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to have an argument on the fancy deck.
Yeah.
That no one ever uses.
It's going to be like, oh, they're not on the same page, which is like Hidu thought, like, oh, she might still be into him because she asked him to be on the show with which is a totally fair confusion for Hidu to have. Yeah. But it sounds like Hidu might find out that Nayeon actually is just using him to get on the show and date other people, and he's going to be a little upset about that, which is fair,
reasonable. Yeah.
And then Haeyeon's going to try to talk to Gyumin some more
about towels.
Okay.
And laundry.
Okay. And then I have no idea there's going to be dates in the next episode. Not in the preview. I think
it's just going to be the rest of
only
the evening
the night
and argument. We will not see the sun in the next episode.
Yeah, I don't know. There has to be something more that happens in the next episode, but we'll get to it when we watch it. Okay, that's the end of episode 8. Anything else, Sarah, from episode 8 that you want to mention?
They're all just so confusing. I'm so bad at dating.
I think from our perspective, they're not that all over the place. Like, each person, I understand what they're doing in the context of, like, oh, they can't date their ex. So I think everybody, to me, I almost like everything everybody did. The texting is a little weird, but
yeah, the texting is the
date
weird
selections
part,
are good, and the texting is like, I get it, I guess.
And telling somebody their puppy is ugly is also just
that really bothered you. I think it was a joke, but I've been wrong about these things before. All right. Next time, Sarah.
Yeah.
Next time for sure will be
Episode 9.
Transit Love 2, Episode 9. But after that, we're getting into the May 17th week, and we might have to play it by ear and see what we have access to and what we don't have access to as far as starting Heart Signal Season 4. And people have to yell at us, give people time to yell at us if they hate us for switching shows.
Or they could just say, yeah, we're on board. That sounds like a fun time.
Oh, that would be great. They're like, oh, I'm so excited for Heart Signal 4. I can't wait for that recap. And I hope you go back to Transit Love 2 eventually.
Word for word, just though that as a comment.
Yeah, just somebody leave that comment exactly. There might be like, I don't know if I guess we're doing these Korean shows, dating shows. Almost exclusively now. Yeah, I don't mind it. It's fun.
Yeah.
But in terms of getting back to it, if we did, we're talking like, 4 months of Heart Signal, and then Transit Love 3 might be coming out of this year, but I don't know what the date is yet.
Yeah.
And then by the time we get to like December, we're talking Singles Inferno again. So, hey,
yeah.
we gotta remain flexible here.
Yeah.
Hopefully the listeners can be flexible with us.
They'll let us know one way or the other, I'm sure.
They'll let us know. How can they let us know, Sarah?
They can email us at keepwatchingpod@gmail.com, tweet at us at keepwatchingpod, Instagram at us at keepwatchingpod, leave a comment on YouTube also at keepwatchingpod, and if they want to tell us that our puppies are way uglier than their puppies, they can leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Absolutely.
I don't actually have a puppy, but...
Neither do I. Alrighty, let us know how you feel about our choices on this podcast. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
Bye.